Let me begin with a simple observation. We are living in a time of incredible progress. Technology is advancing rapidly. Information is everywhere. Economies are more connected than ever before. And yet, beneath all that, many people feel something harder to describe, a kind of restlessness, a sense that something important is missing. Communities feel more fragile. Families feel more strained. Public life often feels tense and uncertain. So here's a quiet question. What actually holds a society together? Not just materially, but morally, culturally, humanly. Because every society, at some level, depends on shared beliefs about what matters. What gives human life dignity, what justice requires, what responsibility looks like, what a good life is for. Those beliefs do not appear out of nowhere. They are shaped over time, passed down, lived out. And when we look at the history of the West, one influence stands out: Christianity. For centuries, Christian thought helped shape some of the most important moral ideas that still guide society today. The belief that every person has inherent dignity. The idea that power should be limited and accountable. The conviction that the vulnerable should be protected. The understanding that justice is not only about fairness, but also about mercy. These were not just abstract ideas. They became part of the culture. They shaped institutions, laws, education, family life. Hospitals were founded out of a belief in caring for the sick. Universities grew out of a belief that truth is worth pursuing. Movements for reform, including the abolition of slavery, were often fueled by deeply held religious convictions. Over time, these ideas became so familiar that many people began to assume they were simply obvious. But history suggests something different. Moral frameworks do not sustain themselves automatically. They require renewal. And when a society begins to lose a shared sense of meaning, something shifts. People still care about justice, but disagree deeply about what it means. Rights expand, but responsibilities become less clear. Public debates become more intense, but less grounded. And individuals, even in the midst of comfort and opportunity, can feel increasingly isolated. So the question is not simply whether a society can function without religion. The deeper question is whether it can sustain a shared moral vision over time without something beyond itself. This is where Christianity continues to matter. At its core, it is a simple but powerful claim that every human being is created with dignity, that love of neighbor is not optional, that power must be exercised with humility, that forgiveness has a place alongside justice. And that meaning is not something we invent, but something we discover. Whether one believes these claims or not, they have shaped the moral imagination of entire civilizations. And they continue to offer a vision of society that is not centered only on the individual or only on the state, but on relationships grounded in responsibility and care. It is important to say this clearly. This is not about coercion. Christianity has been most transformative when it has persuaded, not when it has forced. when it has shaped people who live differently, families that are stable, communities that are generous, leaders who understand limits. A society influenced by those kinds of people tends to become more stable, more humane, and more resilient. Not perfect, but ordered towards something higher than itself. And perhaps that is what many people are sensing today. Not just political disagreement, but a deeper uncertainty about what holds everything together. So maybe the question for our time is not simply what policies we should adopt, but what kind of people we are becoming, and what kind of moral vision can sustain society across generations. Christianity offers one answer, not as a relic of the past, but as a living tradition that has shaped cultures before and may yet shape them again. The question is not whether it once mattered. The question is whether it still does, and whether we are willing to consider why.